Okay, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Welcome to the Arabic classes. And last time we spoke about the jewel, al-muthanna, the jewel and how to make the jewel in Arabic. And we said that for the jewel we add alif and noon to the noun, to the singular noun. So a word like Muslim with singular male, Muslim, would turn into the jewel into what? What is the jewel form of Muslim? Muslimani. If it is a Muslimah, this would become Muslimatani. Okay. And we said that this is in the nominative case. There is another case, which is the accusative case or the genitive case. And in this case, we will say Muslimaini. Muslimaini, adding a ya nun rather than an alif nun. And for Muslima, we would say Muslimataini. This is what we said last week. Alhamdulillah. We also said that sometimes the alif nun, so Muslimani, Muslimatani, all cases, the nun always has got a kasra. So yeah, this is a marker of the jewel in Arabic, that the nun has got a kasra. We ended saying that sometimes the alif and noon, we will drop the noon and we keep only the alif. And this is when the noun is in a form of position. Like the word kitab means what? Kitab? That's right. Kitab is a book. Kitaban is two books. Ahmad, this means the books of two books of Ahmad. We have to drop the noon here. So we say Kitaba Ahmad. How do we know that it is dual? The alif is enough. So Kitab Ahmad, this means the book of Ahmad. One book of Ahmad. While Kitaba Ahmad, this means two books of Ahmad. So sometimes the marker of the jewel will be just an alif without a nun. This is where we stopped. You had some homework to get words that have got the jewel with alif and nun, and the jewel was a ya and nun, and the jewel was alif and nun if it is female, and the jewel was alif ya and nun if it is female. And then we said if you can find an example where the nun is dropped. So Sheikh Abdul Nasser said this, قال رجلان من الذين أنعم الله عليهم ادخلوا عليهم الباب. Yeah, two men said. Two men, this is nominative. Two men said. رجل and رجلان. قال رجلان. And the context is the story of Sayyidina Musa, where he was asking his people to go to the sacred land and fight. So they said, we cannot fight. If you would like to fight, go with your Lord. So he sent a group of people to see whether the city can be entered or not. So two men of those who were sent said, yes, you can do it. So two men. قال رجلان. Another example, وَلِمَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ جَنَّتَانِ. So this is an example of female. جنة ذات مربوطة جنتان in Surah Al-Rahman. Two gardens, two jannahs. أَلَمْ نَجْعَلْ لَهُ عَيْنَيْن. Two eyes. Did we not make for him two eyes? Surah Al-Balad with the Yanun. فوجد فيها رجلين يقتتلان, two male accusative, رجلين. So here we have رجلان ألف النون, and here we have رجلين with يا النون. And then it says فيهما عينان نضاختان. So we have, yeah, we said that this is an added thing, if you can do it, which is a noun plus an adjective to see the agreement, because we said in an adjective, you have 100% agreement. So the word عينان is dual with alif and nun, and so نضاختان has got an alif and nun also because this is an adjective. The ayah says in these two jannas, you will find two springs of water that are gushing springs of water. So gushing is an adjective. عينان ألف النون with a كسرة, نضاختان ألف النون with a كسرة. And عينان, the singular is what? عين. عين is male or female? Female. Is female because it is one of the exceptions. Remember, it is one of the exceptions that are female without having a ta marbuta. Okay? In fact, it is one of the exceptions in two ways. First, we know that the word ayn is female without a ta marbuta, and second, because we said any part of the body that exists in two. The singular of that is female. So one eye is female, one ear is female, one hand is female, one foot is female. And because it is female, although it doesn't have a ta marbuta, the adjective must show this feminine marker. So we have نضاخة تاني, this tani, tani means that it is female. So this is 100% agreement. MashaAllah, this is a good example from Sheikh Abdul Nasr. Let's see what is here. Okay, I don't know who this is. But we have محسنان, that's good. صدقتان, but they just need to give us the source. No, just tell me which ayah at this, because we said we have to get that from the Quran, right? So I can now make this as a test for me. So where is this word in the Quran?
I don't understand that, yeah. I just pick it up.
Yeah, so I can recognize some of them in the Quran easily, others I have to search for them. Yeah, so محسنان is good. صدقة, صدقتان. مشرقين, رب المشرقين. أنثيين, MashaAllah, that's a good. أنثيين, the two female. So we know that the word أنثى, so ذكر is male, أنثى is female. Two female would be أنثيان, and then the accusative أنثيين. Okay? And the word أنثيين is mentioned in the Quran in the context of what the people in Jahiliyyah used to do of making something prohibited, halal or haram. So they would say that if two camels are male, we can eat them. If they are female, we cannot eat them. And if we have two cows, then if they are female, we can eat them. If they are male, we can eat them. If they are female, we men can eat them, but women cannot eat them. So they are making like all of these tricks with halal and haram. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, did Allah prohibit the two females or the two males? أنثيين جنتين جميلتين. I can affirm that we do not have this in the Quran. جنتين, we have جنتين, but we do not have جنتين جميلتين. This is not the style of the Quran. But أنثيين is in the Quran. جنتين is in the Quran. مشرقين is in the Quran. جميلتين صدقتان محسنان. These are not in the Quran. Now, this is you, Sheikh Yaqub, right? This is yours. جنتين. What is the singular of جنتين? Jannah. Is Jannah male or female? Female. Okay, if it is female, then the adjective should also have female. Where is the marker for female here? You're lacking something. You're missing something, right? Jamilataini. So there is a ta that should be after the lam. Jamilataini. Okay. So there should be. I know that you've been confused with the many dots around. So you thought that the ta is here. So, alhamdulillah. Then we have this. وَلِمَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ جَنَّتَانِ. Female, accusative. In fact, it is female but nominative, because if it is accusative, it will be جَنَّتَيْنِ. So جَنَّتَانِ is nominative. فِيهِمَا مِنْ كُلِّ فَاكِهَةٍ زَوْجَانِ. The word زَوْجَانِ is male, and it is still nominative with alif and nun. We said that the accusative will be ya and nun. فإن لم يكون رجلين فرجل وامرأتان. So رجلين, yes, this is accusative, male. And امرأتان, this is nominative, female. امرأتان, two women, two men. فيهما عينان نضاختان. We spoke about this. And this is nominative, female. So mashallah, the brother is mixing them up, or the sister. مدينتان كبيرتان. Adjective with, what is this, plural? It is not plural. Jewel, yeah. Adjective jewel, but female. And this is not in the Quran. مدينتان كبيرتان is not in the Quran. But the rest are fine. Only this is not accusative. This is nominative. This is also nominative. This is accusative. This is nominative, but not male, female. عينان نضاختان. Okay, Bismillah. أيهم, the one who did that. طيب, any more work? Yes, Sheikh Abdul Nasser again. We looked at this. I think we looked at this again. Yes, alhamdulillah. Okay, and this is for the level 5 homework. So we can start today's class, inshallah, by looking back onto Unit 6 again. We said that Unit 6 gives us singular, dual, and plural. We spend some time with the dual. Today, inshallah, we spend some time with the plural.
Before proceeding, I can ask you something that
Yes.
perhaps I missed some information in the sense
Good.
that in Arabic, Arabic language, there are two genders,
Mm-hmm.
male and female.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
What's ending with Tamabuta,
Yes.
feminine, rest are masculine. Is it true for the adjectives also?
Yes. I mean, every word in Arabic has got a gender, whether it is concrete or abstract. The gender of the word, if it has a ta marbuta, it is female, regardless of the meaning. If it doesn't have a ta marbuta, it is male, except for the few exceptions that we looked at. And so the word, so the concept of adjective in Arabic, in fact, it is the same as a noun. So early Arabs did not call it adjective, they called it another noun, but the function in the sentence is as an adjective. So the adjective will function the same thing as a noun. Sometimes one adjective would become so common that it turns into a noun, like the word Muslim, for example. The word Muslim can stand alone, but originally it meant a Muslim man, a Muslim woman. So it needed another word. So if you say poor. So you have to say poor man or poor women, for example. But now you can say in English, the poor. You don't need to say people. So the word the poor turned into a noun because of the common use of it. So the same thing in Arabic, an adjective is the same as a noun. Yes. Yeah. So if I give you any word in Arabic, even if you don't know the meaning of it, you can recognize whether it is male or female. For example, the word, okay, this word. How do you pronounce this word? Anyone can pronounce this word? الطاقة. الطاقة. Is this male or female? Female. We know that it is female because of the term robot. Is it definite or indefinite? Definite because of the L. Is it a moon letter or a sun letter? Sun letter. Okay, mashallah. So we know all of this about the word and we don't know what word is this. So you see, you can know many information, much information about a word, even if you do not know the word, because of the structural meaning of the word. So the word الطاقة means energy. So energy is الطاقة. Now if I say النووية, yeah. النووية, this is now an adjective and it follows the noun. It has got an alif and lam, it has got a ta marbuta. So we know that the second word is an adjective describing the first word because it has 100% agreement. Both have got al, both end in a ta marbuta. And in fact, both even are sun letter. I mean, they do not have to be. Al is enough, but it happens here that both are having sun letters. So nuclear power. So we said energy or power, طاقة. Nuclear power is الطاقة النووية. Nuclear. نووي, نواة is the nucleus. Okay. Any other questions before we move on, inshallah? جزاكم الله خير. Now we're returning to the word Muslim again. So Muslim is male singular Muslim. And the dual is Muslimani. The plural is Muslimuna. Muslimun. Muslimun. Muslimuna. So you can see here that the marker for the plural is waw and nun. So the word Muslim is the core of the word. The waw and nun means that this is the plural. So Muslimani, this is the dual. Muslimuna, this is the plural. For the noon of the dual, it is always with a kasra. For the noon of the plural, it is always a noon fatha. Muslimuna. If it is female, so Muslima. Muslimatun. This becomes Muslimatani. Okay, so let's talk about the female a bit later. But we have here Muslim, Muslimani, and Muslimuna. But we said that we can have another case. So Muslim, the same Muslim, becomes Muslimayni, right? Muslimayni. And this is still dual, but in the accusative case. The same thing happens here. Muslimi. Now, so this looks exactly very similar to this one. I mean, look at the letters here. Mim, Sin, Lam, Mim, Ya, Nun, and the same letters are here. Mim, Sin, Lam, Mim, Ya, Nun. So while these two are different, we have an Alif and Nun, while here we have a Waw and Nun. We are having here a Ya and Nun, and we are having here a Ya and Nun. So they seem to be identical, but they are not. How do we know that they are not identical? Because of the harakat. Look at the fatha, the dhamma, the kasra. They are different. So this word is pronounced muslimayni. This one is pronounced muslimina. So muslimayni is different from muslimina. The biggest difference is in the noon. This has got a kasra. Here the noon has got a fatha. This ya is fully pronounced as ya. This ya is like a long sound. E. Muslimin. While this is Muslimain. So this is another difference. Third difference, because this ya is pronounced as a ya, the letter before it has got a haraka other than ya. Here, the letter before it must have a kasra. Must, so that it will be easier to pronounce it. E. Muslimin. If it has a fatha, we cannot say Muslimai. We have to make this bridge, and which is difficult. Muslimui. This is difficult. So you have to say Muslimin to work better for it. So once again, the markers for the male plural format in Arabic is waw nun or ya nun. Waw nun if it is nominative, which means that it is in the subject position. And ya nun if it is in the object position. So if you say, for example, al-muslimuna mu'addabuna, or let's say muslimuna musalimuna. Musalimuna. So al-muslimuna musalimuna. They seem to be the same word, but there is a difference. Al-muslimuna musalimuna. Musalim means that they are peaceful. We know that the word Islam means peace. So Muslim means, and it means submission. So a Muslim means someone who is submissive or to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or someone who is peaceful. So we have musalimuna. This alif here is just the difference between the two words. So Muslims are peaceful. So we have say al-muslimuna, they end in a waw nun, and musalimuna end in a waw nun. Okay. Al-muslimuna musalimuna, this is a full sentence. And this is not an adjective, right? Because there is no 100% agreement. The first word is definite, al. The second word does not have al, which means is in the middle. Al-Muslimuna are. are مسالمون. Okay. Now, if we say, I gave the book to the Muslimin. أعطيت الكتاب لي. So this li means to. I gave the book to. This lam means to. Okay. Now I would like to say to the Muslimin. So I will say lil Muslimina. Lil Muslimin. I gave the book to the Muslimin. So the word Muslimin here is plural male. Where is the alif? Yeah, we normally drop the alif because we do not pronounce it. Remember, we do not pronounce the alif of al when it is connected. You will find in the Quran that it has got a little sad above it, which means drop it if you are connecting words, and pronounce it if you will start from here. So if you will start say al-Muslimin, you pronounce it. If you are connecting it, drop it. So now if you are adding another letter to the word like to, so you have to drop it even in writing, not just in pronunciation. Lil Muslimina, to the Muslimin, lil Muslimin. The same thing happens if you say lillah, for example, to Allah or for Allah. So the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is written like this. But if you add a lam, now look at this. If you add a lam, you are adding another letter, you lose two letters. How is that? So we said if you add a lam, you will drop the alif down, right? So you should write two lams and then the word the ha. But Arabs do not like to have three letters. The same thing like following each other. So you have to drop one of them. So we are left with this fewer letters in writing, but more letters in pronunciation. Subhanallah. So Allah, and then you say Lillah, more letters in pronunciation, but fewer letters in writing. Lillah. The word Allah is wonderful because in any way you drop letters from it, it still refers to Allah. So Allah has got 5 letters. Alif, Lam, 2 more lams with the shadda, and then a ha. If you say to Allah, then you are dropping the alif, you are adding a lam, you are dropping another lam, so you are left with 4 letters. Lam, 2 lams, and then the ha. And then if you say for him, lahu, so you dropped another lam, you are left with lahu, for him, like lahu al-asma al-husna. If you drop another lam, you're left with who. What's who? La ilaha illa hu. So even who means him, Allah. So in any way, it will refer to Allah. And this is only in the word of Allah in the whole Arabic language. The only word that whatever letter is left refers to Allah. Right. So just take a moment to look at this. Muslimuna, this is plural nominative. Nominative. Muslimaini, Muslimina, this is plural accusative. And you will find this many times in the Quran. Many times in the Quran, from Muslimina, Muslimuna, and Muslimina. Okay. I will give you another word and you tell me what is the plural. So if we have a word like Muhandis. What's a Muhandis? Engineer. Everyone is a one. Everyone is a muhandis, mashallah. Yeah, and sometimes they even give him more respect by saying Bash Muhandis. So he's not just a Muhandis, he is a Pasha. It's a great. Okay, Muhandis. What is the plural? Muhandisuna. Muhandisuna. That's right. Is this nominative or accusative? Nominative. What is accusative? Muhandisina. That's right. MashaAllah. That's quite wonderful. Muhandisuna, muhandisina. Now there is another word, muzari'a, which means a farmer. What is the plural? Muzari'una. And the other form? Muzari'ina. Yeah, you have to make the you have to make it very clear. Ina. Ina. Okay, another word is mufakkir, which is a thinker or an intellectual philosopher. Okay. Yeah, so give me the plural. Mufakkiruna. And the other form? Mufakkirina. Excellent, mashallah. Another one, I mean, you see, even if I do not write the harakat, you can get still the plural of it. I said also the word, let's say, the plural of mufakkir. No, plural. More. Yes, plural is more than two. We said the two is dual. This is a total different lesson. Okay. Another word is muqatil, which is a fighter. What is the plural? Muqatiluna. And the other form? Muqatilina. Excellent. MashaAllah. Last one. Misri, which means Egyptian. So what is the plural? Say it again. Misriyuna. Misriyuna. And the other form? Misriyina. Misriyina. So the people from Egypt, they do not pronounce it Misr, they pronounce it Masr. Okay? So when they say the plural, most of the Arab countries find it difficult to pronounce the waw because you have to round your lips, so it's easier to pronounce the ya. So they would say Masriyin, Masriyin, Muslimin. So saying Muslimin is easier than saying Muslimun. So they keep only one form in speech. And this is something wrong. I mean, this is a way of spoiling the language, but alhamdulillah, the written language has got its rules still. So, Misriyina. So look at Misriyina. It has got a ya and noon, which is the marker of the plural, and it has got another ya, which is part of the word. Because the singular has got a ya. Okay? So no problem of having two letters of the same kind, but not three. Like when we said Lillah, we had three, so we had to drop one lam. But here, Misriyina, we have two letters, so it's okay to write them. And the fact they are even three, because Misri, in fact, this word Misri is two ya already. مصري, which means someone who is from Egypt. مصريون, مصريين. Okay, so now you understand the rule, okay? So all of this is called male sound plural. Male sound plural, or sound male plural.
Why is it called sound?
Sound, this means that it follows the rule, which means that we have another type of plural that does not follow the rule. Okay? So for the dual, alhamdulillah, there is no exceptions. Every dual should have alif and nun or ya and nun. Or the nun will be dropped, so we'll still have an alif or a ya. For the plural, which is 3 plus, this will have either it is male sound or female sound or broken plural. So this is the third type of broken plural that we'll come to. So the sound male plural accounts for 25% of the plural in Arabic. So 25% of the plural in Arabic is sound male plural. 25% sound female plural. So alhamdulillah, there is equality here. But 50% will be broken plural. So this means that 50% of Arabic plurals are sound and 50% are broken. Yes, I mean, that's why we said we need to have each part of that in a class. So the book gives all of them in one class, but we need to focus on them. Okay. So let's have a look at what we have in the book. We have Muslim, Muslimani, Muslimuna, Musliman, Muslimaini, Muslimina, Muslimin with the kasra, Muslimaini, Muslimina. We also had here, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yes, these are some of the examples. So let's look at these examples and then we'll move on, inshallah. Sister, can you please read? Number 1. هو مؤمن. هو مؤمن. Kasra is a small vowel. If it is a ya, it will be مؤمن, but it is مؤمن. Okay, this is singular male, مؤمن, believer, and هو means he is. Sheikh Yaqub, number 2. هم المؤمنون. هم means they. And now look at المؤمنون. What form of the word is it? Is this singular, dual, or plural? Plural. Nominative or accusative? Nominative. We have the waw and nun. So mu'min is the singular. Mu'min. Mu'minuna. Mu'minuna. In Warsh recitation, this will be pronounced mu'minuna and mu'min without the hamza. So whether you pronounce it mu'min or mu'min, this is correct. Mu'minuna or mu'minuna, this is correct, but it all depends on the recitation in your country. So for all the Western world, we have to pronounce the hamza, mu'min and mu'minuna. Yes, only in Moroccan countries, Algeria, Morocco, Mauritania, and Tunisia, they pronounce it mu'min. Okay. Sheikh Ahmed, number 3. هم الظالمون. Yeah, when you stop, you can say as ظالمون. Yes. So what words are here plural? كافرون and ظالمون. Yes. The disbelievers are the one who are the transgressors. كافرون. So kafir is the singular. Waw nun kafiruna plural. ظالم, transgressor, is the singular. ظالمون waw nun is the plural. ظالمون. شيخ فرحين صبحي عارفين أولئك هم المفلحون. Which word is here? Yes, successful. That's right. ما شاء الله. So the successful المفلحون was واو النون. Next one, sister. خاسرون. These are the losers. They are the losers. So خاسر is singular. خاسرون. This is the plural. خاسرون. شيخ يعقوب.
إن هؤلاء لضالون.
لضالون. إن هؤلاء لضالون. These, so هؤلاء the pointer, these are truly the misguided. ضالون. So now if we come back, the word مؤمنون, what will be the form of the accusative from it? No, not نيني, مؤمنين. No, مؤمنين, this is the dual. But مؤمنين. Yeah, so always make the difference here in the E. مؤمنين. Now كافرون would be كافرين. ظالمون would be ظالمين. مفلحون would be مفلحين. خاسرون would be خاسرين. ضالون would be what we say every day at the end of Surah Al-Fatiha. ولا الضالين. Why don't we say إينا? Because we stop. ولا الضالين. But in the Quran you will find the Fatha. You will find the Fatha on الضالين simply because this is meant to be for if you connect.
Sometimes for Imam, says
ولا الضالين.
There is a, and before he recited the Quran in a prayer, he says something about who he follows or which way he's going to pronounce it.
Yes, Sheikh Ahmed.
Yes.
Yes.
What does he say before he starts?
He tells us about the mode of recitation he will be using. And this mode of recitation is one of the qira'at of the Quran. And in this particular mode of recitation, they are adding a ha. So let's say ضالين with the ha. So, and because the ha is a weak letter, you only hear the fatha. ضالين. So here, yes. عليهم, yeah. هم, yeah. He sometimes will say غير المغضوب عليهم. Yeah, this is another mode of recitation.
What's the name of that mode of recitation?
He uses قراءة حمزة, but I think the one with الضالين, this is قراءة يعقوب. This is one of the 10th. There are 10 qira'as, and each qira'a has got 2 riwayah. So qira'a is mode of recitation, and riwayah is mode of narration. So we have 10 imams. Each imam has got 2 students. So we have in total 20 modes of recitation. Okay. So this is a whole deep science that people spend their lives in order to know the differences between these. So from these 20 recitations, only 4 are common in the world. Hafs, with just 1 student of Asim, accounts for 65% of the world, because Egypt, and any other country to the east of Egypt till the end of the globe. This follows Hafs. Egypt, all the Gulf area, Turkey, all the Balkan area, all the Indian subcontinent, China, until Japan, every part of this reads Hafs. Then if you go to the east of Egypt, you will find in Libya Qalun, which is who was a student of Nafi', another Qari. Then Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, and Mauritania, they follow Warsh with another student of Nafi'. And if you go south in Sudan, south of Sudan and Somalia, they use Ad-Duri and Abi Amr. So these are the only four that are common in the whole world. Hafs, Warsh, Qalun, and Ad-Duri, only four. 4 of the 20. Hafs is 56%. Qalun is 10%. Warsh is 20%, and Abi Amr 5%. Allahu A'lam. Right? That's good, mashallah. Now, who can read number 8? Sheikh Afar. Yes.
إن الله يحب المحسنين.
Yes, al-muhsinin. So, what is the word that is plural? Muhsinina. What is the singular? Muhsin. Yes. Sister, number 9. Yes, وما أنا من المشركين. What is the singular? No, just mushrik. This is singular without adding anything. Okay. Sheikh Yaqub, 10.
واعلموا أن الله مع المتقين. متقين.
Yes.
متقين
Muttaqina is the plural. What is the singular? Muttaqi. Muttaqi. Yeah, muttaqi. So we have muttaqi and then muttaqina. We had 2 yas. So we turn one of them into a kasra, muttaqina. And the same word muttaqina is here. Hudan lil muttaqina, which is the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah. In the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah, we have here, Bismillah. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. Okay. متقين, quite conscious. Okay. Now number 14, Sheikh Ahmed.
المنافقين إن المنافقين
في الدرك الأسفل. Which word is the plural? Where is mu'minina? We don't have mu'minina here. Munafiqeen, yeah. The whole ayah is about those who are munafiqeen. Why do you get the mu'mineen here? And I said that they are in the lowest level of Jahannam. So why do you get the mu'mineen? Okay, so munafiqeen. What is the singular of that? Munafiq. Yeah, munafiq. Munafiq is one of the munafiqeen, of the hypocrites. So you pronounce it in English hypocrites or hypocrites? Hypocrites. Okay, so this I, in fact, as if it is just an A, right? Okay, mashallah. So these are examples for the plural male sound, right? Sound. It's always good to know that it is sound for the waw noon and the ya noon. We take a break now, inshallah, and then we come to the female sound. Alhamdulillah. In Arabic, we have every one has got like a proper equity. So we'll have sound plural and sound male and sound female, and when it is broken, it will be broken in both of them. Okay, so inshallah it takes some time.
I learned it at the fifth session. I learned it at the fifth session. I was told that it's the fourth session. And some of them have been also the fifth session. I learned the fifth session. I knew.
But you are the recording. You can look at the recording.
Yeah, I can.
So if you don't understand.
Don't worry about it.
I want to do maybe join again. The same. Yeah.
So one thing I personally feel I'm not doing development.
I don't think anybody understands.
One thing that there are too many small information. We do it to small information.
If you miss one class, you miss a lot.
Yeah. In so what is in it is more one thing that. Then a few things like that. Yes. Then I'm done that. And then we then we small. Only small things. Then a lot of information. And that only thing yeah. Information is here.
So, while I was away, the message in the market group about counseling, and it was you. Was it from-
Counseling?
Yeah,
Yes, I provide counseling.
yeah, but I can't find it anymore. So I'm wondering if you can share the information.
Yeah, sure, inshallah. So we'll send it to the group if you wish.
Yeah, that would be
Inshallah. Inshallah.
20 years English college.
Yeah.
Bangladesh English college.
ইউনিভার্সিটিতে মেজর কি ছিল? হ্যাঁ, কিন্তু ওখানে আচ্ছা আচ্ছা আমার ছিল আমি চিন্তা করতেছিলাম যে ফ্রেঞ্চটা বলে দিয়েছিল আমি ফ্রেঞ্চ আস্তে আস্তে কোরআনিক পার্সপেক্টিভ সেটা চেষ্টা করলাম।
And it was, see what the friends was, and what they will still from the ocean. Respectively. Respectively.
I'm sending this like ad or voucher to the group because the sister asked for it.
Are you gonna have another
session.
level
5, yeah. From level 5.
After we finish this.
Yes, inshallah, after Salat al-Dhuhr.
No. After we finish this, level 1.
Mm-hmm.
To be level 2.
Inshallah, yes. Inshallah.
And for those, if I want to repeat level 1,
It depends. I will see, inshallah.
maybe you'll have new students.
Yeah, maybe. Allahu Alam. So we'll see, inshallah.
So,
Yeah.
Angularly working to me. PPP pushing the.
I want to be you. Yeah.
Okay, so we are back, inshallah. Now let's go to the female plural. So we start with a Muslima, right? The word Muslima is singular, female. How do you know that it is female? فتاة مربوطة. Okay. Muslim, which means singular, female Muslim. What is the jewel of it? Muslimatani or Muslimatani. Okay, it depends on the case. Muslimatani. Now, the plural of Muslima is Muslimat. Was alif and ta, Muslimat. So we had alif and noon for the jewel. Here we are having alif and ta. Alif and ta, Muslimat. Okay. Now the good news is that this is the only form we have for the female plural. So the sisters do not have another form. So the brothers will have waw noon or ya noon. Now the sisters only alif ta all the time. Which is easier, alhamdulillah. This is just one thing, good. But how do we know whether it is nominative or accusative? If it is just one thing, right? So I will tell you how we will know, inshallah, whether it is nominative or accusative. But first, let's have other examples to get training for the word. So we have the word Muslima. Now, what's a female engineer? Remember, you said all Egyptians are at this.
I don't talk to females, so I don't know.
What is a male engineer?
One.
Okay, that's right. So a female would be مهندسة. With a تاء مربوطة, مهندسة. Okay, so if a female engineer is مهندسة, your wife would like this answer, mashallah. مهندسة. What will be the plural? So we go for the plural directly now. So we are done with the do. مهندسات. مهندسات. So مسلمة مسلمات, مهندسة مهندسات. Okay. A teacher is مدرسة. With this would become مدرسات. مدرسات. And let's say the principal of a school, ناظرة. This would become ناظرات. Okay, principals or headmistresses of schools for female. Okay, so all is if you have a term مربوطة for the singular, the plural will be through dropping the term مربوطة and adding instead alif and ta. So we drop the term مربوطة. It is important to note that we drop the term مربوطة, but instead we add an alif and ta. مدرسات, مهندسات, ناظرات. Okay. Now what is a wife? زوجة. زوجة. And wives. زوجات. That's right. زوجات. Wives. زوجات. So زوجة and زوجات. ألف and تاء. Always ألف and تاء. Now the question says, how do we know that this is nominative, accusative, or genitive? Well, English people would not think about this because it is just a word and you place it in the place, whether it is in the place of the subject or the object. But Arabic, this is a very serious question for them because they have free word order. So they can place it in different places. So we need a marker. We need a marker. For the male, we use the waw noon and the ya noon. Now, for the female, this will come to the default. Remember what was the default for the singular? We had the dhamma, the fatha, and the kasra. Yeah, the dhamma, the fatha, and the kasra that was used with the singular, we will use them with the plural for the female plural. So this is sound female plural. Sound female plural, and we said that this has got a fixed format with adding an alif and ta. This alif and ta, we place a dhamma and then and the ta. This will make it nominative. Okay, so a dhamma will make it nominative. Dhamma or two dhammas like muslimatu, muslimatun. Okay, so the dhamma is the marker for the nominative, for the singular word, and for the sound female plural. And for the sound female plural, they will act in the same way. What about the accusative and the genitive? What was the marker for the accusative for the singular? Fatha. And what was the marker for the genitive? Kasra. Excellent. Now for the female, because sisters are, mashallah, very good, they said, we just need one of them. We don't need all of that. Just give us the kasra and that's enough. Say they have a kasra for whether it is accusative or genitive, it will be the kasra. So they do not have a fatha at all. Just muhandisatin, muhandisati, and that's all. So if you have, so you cannot have a fatha on the sound female plural. You cannot say muslimatan. No, it doesn't happen in Arabic. Only two markers, dhamma and kasra. So similar to the men, they have waw noon for the nominative and ya noon for accusative and genitive. They say the same. Give us a dhamma for the nominative and a kasra for the genitive and accusative. We don't need the three. The three will go for the singular. For the plural, only two will work. Okay? Let's have some examples for this. We said that the expression inna means indeed. So inna means indeed. Whatever comes after inna is in the accusative position. Say inna Allaha ma'al muhsinin. No one says inna Allahu. Say inna Allaha with a fatha all the time. Inna Allaha. So if we would like to say indeed the Muslimin among the male, so we'll say inna al-muslimina wal-muslimati. إن المسلمين والمسلمات Indeed, the Muslimin men and the Muslimat women. So here we have a kasra at the end. This kasra is a marker of the accusative. What is the marker of the accusative here? The yeah and then one. Excellent. Excellent. This is a very good answer, Sheikh Ahmed. You know why this is a very good answer? Because most students will say the fatha. And the fatha is not. The fatha is only for the singular. This is sound male plural. If it is sound male plural, we use waw, noon, and al, and ya, and noon. The fatha is always there. The noon for the plural always has got a fatha. Doesn't, regardless of the case. It is muslimuna, muslimina. So the fatha is always there. So it is not the marker for the case. What changes is the waw and noon or the ya and waw and ya. Okay. We have one ayah in the Quran that is so interesting. One day, the female Sahaba went to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and they said, Ya Rasulullah, our husbands go with you in Ghazawat. They fight with you. They attend the prayer with you in the mosque, in the congregational prayer. And they attend Salatul Jum'ah with you. Jum'ah. And they do sadaqat because they have got money. We don't have money. We cannot attend all the salawat. We cannot fight with you. So our husbands will go to Jannah and we will have nothing. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell me and tell you what to do. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this ayah to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Look at the beauty of this ayah. So the ayah starts here and ends here. So 6 lines. 6 lines. Inna al-muslimina Muslim men, wal-muslimati Muslim women, wal-mu'minina believing men, wal-mu'minati believing women, wal-qanitina obedient men, wal-qanitati obedient women, wal-sadiqina truthful men, wal-sadiqati truthful women, wal-sabirina patient men, wal-sabirati patient women, wal-khashi'ina humble men, wal-khashi'ati humble women, wal-mutasaddiqina men who give charity, wal-mutasaddiqati women who give charity, wal-sa'imina men who fast, wal-sa'imati women who fast, wal-hafidhina furujahum men who guard their chastity, wal-hafidhati women who guard it, wal-dhakirina men who remember Allah a lot, wal-dhakirati women who remember Allah a lot. You see, subhanallah, all of these groups, أعد الله لهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. Allah has prepared for them forgiveness and a great reward. So the answer with that, you don't have to do exactly like men. You have your own great reward if you do as much as you can of these things. So subhanallah, the beauty of this ayah is that in Arabic, the male noun is generic, which means it refers to both genders. If you say Muslim, a Muslim should do this, doesn't mean a Muslim man. It means a Muslim person, a man or a woman. A Muslim should pray 5 times a day. This doesn't mean a man. It means both. Okay? So in Arabic, when you say al-Muslim, this means both men and women, the meaning. But if you say al-Muslima, this means only women. Because feminine in Arabic is exclusive for women. But the generic word is the male. So Allah could have said al-Muslimina only, and it means both. but he wanted to make it very clear that I mean the women and the men among the Muslimin, among the mu'minin, among the qanitin, among the sadiqin, among the sabirin, with all like details of each one of them. Allah says that both of them will have this great reward. So look at this, subhanallah, all the male plural in the ya noon fatha. Muslimina, mu'minina, qanitina, sadiqina, صابرين خاشعين متصدقين صائمين حافظين ذاكرين, all of them in the ya noon fatha. Noon fatha, this is like normal for the plural, whether it is waw noon, it will be waw noon fatha, ya noon, it is ya noon fatha. But why is it ya noon here? Because it is after inna. Indeed, what comes after inna is in the accusative position, and the accusative marker is the ya noon. Now for the female, it is always alif ta. Alif and ta. And the alif and ta in the Quran, the alif is sometimes written as a small alif, like a dagger alif. So we'll see it here, Muslimat as an alif, Mu'minat with this alif, Qanitat, this alif, صادقات, صابرات, خاشعات, متصدقات, صائمات, حافظات, ذاكرات. All of this are called the alif and ta, smaller alif. But the interesting thing is that all of them have got a kasra at the end. The ta has got a kasra. Why is that? Because this is still accusative, because wa means and. So whatever comes after and will have the same case as what is before and. And the marker for the accusative for the female sound plural is a kasra. No fathas. No fathas used in any way with the female plural. So it is either a dhamma if it is nominative, or a kasra otherwise. So say muslimati, mu'minati, qanitati, sadiqati, sabirati, خاشعاتي متصدقاتي صائماتي حافظاتي ذاكراتي. So they all follow the same pattern. That's why we say sound. This is sound, this is sound. This followed the rule, this followed the rule. This has got a yanon, this has got a yunan. This has got an alif ta, this has got an alif ta. You sound, sound, sound all the time. SubhanAllah, even when the men have got a word with the shadda, like al-mutasaddiqina, the women have got the same word with the shadda, al-mutasaddiqati. The women have got a word with the mad, was-saimina. Women have got a word, the same word with the mad, was-saimati. So equality in all of these as we are moving on. That's why we say this is a wonderful ayah for the female plural. For the female plural. Okay.
Question about the
Yes.
dagger alif.
Yes.
Do we prolongate that? Muslimati.
Yes. It depends on. So the alif is one of the long vowels. Okay, it is one of the long vowels. Alif, waw, and ya. So normally the long vowels, you give them two harakas, like qala, qala, he said. But if you are going to stop, then you can lengthen it to 4 harakas or 5 harakas. So you can say وَالْمُسْلِمِينَ وَالْمُسْلِمَاتِ if you are stopping. If you are continuing, so only 2. وَالْمُسْلِمِينَ وَالْمُسْلِمَاتِ وَالْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And I have never seen an imam who can pronounce this ayah from beginning to end in one breath. They have to stop. They cannot. When they pronounce it correctly, they have to stop. They cannot get all of it. Maybe some of the great Qari, like Sheikh Abdul Basit or Sheikh Husari, can do this. but most of the imams that I prayed after, they cannot get all of this in one breath. So when they have to stop, the word they have to stop at, if it is a female plural, they have to lengthen it. And if it is a male plural, they have to lengthen the ya. So the ya has to be lengthened, or the alif has to be lengthened. This is called mad arid lissukun, which means lengthening because of stopping. So if I pronounce it, I will say إن المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والقانتين والقانتات والصادقين والصادقات. Then I have to get back to words. والصادقين والصادقات والصابرين والصابرات والخاشعين والخاشعات والمتصدقين. And then I'll say والمتصدقين والمتصدقات والصائمين والصائمات والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات. Then I will say والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات والذاكرين الله كثيرا والذاكرات أعد الله لهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. Yes.
How you went back to words?
Mm.
Can you continue from one stop, or do you have to go back?
You have to go, because I mean, if the Quran scribes do not mark any point of stopping, this means you do not have to stop if you can. But if you have to, then okay, you can stop wherever you like, but because the meaning will not be consistent, you have to go back one word or two. So how many words exactly you will have to go? Normally, you go to whatever makes a concise meaning. So in this case, you start with the male of it, because the male and the female, the male and the female, the male and the female. Okay. So you can see here, we do not have any mark that says stop. So a mark like this, for example, this jim means you can stop. Okay. Here is another jim, that means you can stop. Another marker is the qili and the sili. Okay, like this one. The sili, you see the small sili, what? And here another one. So subhanallah, you see this ayah is just less than 2 lines, but we have 2 points of stopping. Say من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا ما عاهدوا الله عليه. Then you stop. Then you say فمنهم من قضى نحبه ومنهم من ينتظر. So you don't need to go back 2 words, because you already had your pause at the right place. And then you say وما بدلوا تبديلا. You don't need to go back. But if you do not have any mark, then you have to go back. So say ليجزي الله الصادقين. You cannot say بصدقهم, for their truth. This cannot start a sentence. So you say ليجزي الله الصادقين بصدقهم ويعذب. And then you say ويعذب المنافقين إن شاء أو يتوب عليهم. Sometimes you will see that the Imam will go back even 7 words or 8 words, because he's thinking of a complete meaning. And he may repeat the whole ayah once again, but with after filling his chest with air, so that he will move a bit 2 or more words to make it complete. So these markers of where to stop are important. This means it is okay to stop or to move on. This means it is okay to stop, but if you continue, it's better. The qili one means that it is okay to stop and it's better to stop. But if you would like to continue, there is no problem. Also, you can continue. But there is one that says not. Do not stop. Do not stop.
If one starts for wow,
Yeah.
and it starts with wow.
Mm-hmm. It depends on the wow. So if the wow is connecting two things, then you have to go back to get the two things. If the wow is connecting two statements, then it's okay.
That means wow is and.
Yeah, but and can connect two words or two statements. So say Ahmad and Yaqub went to the masjid. So when you say Ahmad and, you cannot say Yaqub went to the masjid. You have to say Ahmad and Yaqub. But if you say Ahmad went to the masjid and Yaqub went to the masjid, then you can stop. Because now you're not connected two entities, you're connected two actions, two statements. That's why we said it depends on what the wow is functioning like. And that's why, subhanAllah, an Imam or a Qari should also know about Arabic grammar, because he is not just saying anything, he has to be mindful of what he is saying. In Surah Al-Baqarah, there is a marker that says, do not stop here. Do not stop here. If you stop here, this is awful. Subhanallah. And let's see where this ayah. And it's a long ayah. So like excellent imams recognize this ayah. So before they pronounce it, they fill their chest with air so that they do not have to stop. I'll show you the ayah and I'll show you why this problem is here. Yes, this is ayah number 120. And it's a famous ayah. Say, وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. So the Jews and the Christians will not be satisfied with you, will not be pleased with you until you follow their religion. And there is qili, which means it's better if you stop now. If you continue, no problem, but it's better for you. We are telling you that it's better for you to stop because you will need your breath. قُلْ إِنَّ هُدَى اللَّهِ هُوَ الْهُدَى. Say that the true guidance is the guidance of Allah. And it's better to stop. Now the remaining part of the ayah in older mushafs here used to have the la. La means do not stop. In this version of the mushaf, they dropped all the la. Okay, but we understand that we cannot make a stop here. Why is that? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if you follow their desires after what has come to you of knowledge, مَا لَكَ, you do not have from Allah any protector or any helper. So Allah is talking to his prophet. So if you stop here and then you say, Muhammad, you do not have any protector or helper from your Lord. So who else will have a protector or a helper? If Rasulullah does not have a protector or a helper. But this is the part of the condition. If you do not do this, you do not have a protector or helper. So you have to say the whole conditional statement together. If you follow their desires after what has come to you of knowledge, you do not have a protector or a helper from Allah. This has to be all said in one breath. So it's better to have all the traffic to stop in the traffic lights so that you go through this. So the correct way of pronouncing this ayah would be like this. وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. قل إن هدى الله هو الهدى. Then you take a good breath. ولئن اتبعت أهواءهم بعد الذي جاءك من العلم ما لك من الله من ولي ولا نصير. This will be easily pronounced. But if you do not do this, you will have to stop at a point, and it's okay, but you have to come back. And come back where? From the point of if. So you have to start the same statement again, which means that if you do not take a good breath, you will stop again. So you have to prepare for this. So novice imams or people who are memorizing the Quran would say, وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ بَعْدَ الَّذِي جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ. Then they stop. And we say it's okay. But if you continue, you have to come back. To come back to where? To the very beginning. وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ again. But you will stop at the same point again. So you have to prepare for it. If you decide to move on, ما لك من الله من ولي ولا نصير, astaghfirullah, this is a bad meaning. So you are giving now a bad meaning to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you don't know, no problem. I mean, but if you are a reciter of the Quran, you are an Arab, you understand the meaning, and you still make this, it can be by mistake, for which you have to make istighfar, and it can be by on purpose, and in fact, this way the salah will be invalidated. If you do it in purpose. Yeah, we don't think that anybody will do it in purpose, but if a person keeps doing it, they should be reminded and in fact scolded for not doing. I mean, if they are good reciters of the Quran.
What I noticed is that it would be natural to stop there. The way the structure is, like you run, like there is a tendency to.
Yeah, there is a tendency to stop. I mean, in any language, if you have a conditional format, and so you finish the first condition, and you are waiting for the response of the condition. So, for example, if I say, if you do not study hard, I will punish you. So this is the normal thing in any language, because people are expecting what will you do? Okay.
Punctuation mark of the comma.
Like a comma, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a comma thing. A comma is a point of pausing. In the Quran, it tells you have to take the whole condition together. Or even if you have to stop, no problem, but get the whole condition once again, so that people will not focus on the second part and forget the condition. Yeah, cannot just say, I punish you if you do not do this. So you have to listen to it again. Yeah, so I mean, and subhanAllah, this is even good to note when someone is misquoting another person. So your child say, you said that you do not love me. Yeah, I didn't say that. I said, if you do not pray, I do not love you. Didn't say that I do not love you. I said, if you do not pray, you just take part of it and you forgot the other part. It's good to have it in one breath.
Media is very good at
Subhanallah. Okay, so we look now at muslimatun, muslimatani, muslimatun for the nominative, muslimatani, muslimatin with the kasra for the accusative, muslimatin for the genitive, still with the kasra. Okay, now we have a very quick thing about the broken plural. So the whole class is about the plural. What about the broken plural? Broken means that it does not follow this rule. Does not follow the rule of the waw nun or the ya nun or even the alif ta. So what does it follow? It follows another rule, but this rule now, this time, is not an affixation. So in Arabic, there are sound rules of word formation, and there are patterns. Patterns in Arabic, we call them أوزان. أوزان. أوزان, the patterns. The patterns, this means that if a word in the singular sounds like this pattern, the plural sounds like this pattern. And you have to make the analogy. That's why it's called broken. It does not have a fixed rule, and it has many patterns. And a full study of the patterns is in level 5, which means that you just need to know a superficial, like a beginning of it, but the depth of it will be later on, inshallah. So examples of this is the word qalb. What's a qalb? Heart. So qalb, this is singular. Is it male or female? Not female, no. Why? It's male. Doesn't, yeah. Yeah. So qalb is male. But we cannot say qalbun or qalbin. Why? Because this is a broken plural. So the plural of it is qulub. So what happened is that we added a wow in the middle of the word. So it is not about adding the wow, it is just the pattern. Alim, which is a scientist or a scholar. The plural is ulama, which is a totally different word. I mean, the root of the word, which is the ain, the lam, and the meme are still there. So the ain, lam, and meme are still there. Nafs, which is a soul. We have two plurals, and both of them are broken. Anfus or nufus. Even the word mother, we say ummahat. So an alif and ta, like the female plural, but we also add a ha. So we consider it broken. So these are some of the examples of the broken plural. So how do we know them? First, how do we know that a word is a broken plural or a sound plural? And second, if it is a broken plural, what pattern does it follow? So we have around 15 patterns for the broken plural. 10 of them are the most popular. You do not need to know all of them now. You just need to know some of the words, the common words that are used in the Quran in this way. For example, a word like walad. What's walad? Boy. What is the plural of walad? Awlad. So this is not sound. Why is it not sound? Because it does not have a waw nun or a ya nun. Awlad. Okay. What is a ger? What's a ger in Arabic? Bint. Okay, what is the plural of bint? Banat. So it ends in alif ta, but it is still not female plural. Why? Why that? Because we dropped the first ta. So if we are just adding something, we would say bintat. So we dropped a letter. Because you dropped the letter and you added alif ta, so it is broken. It doesn't follow the rule. Banat. So a boy does not follow the rule. A girl does not follow the rule. What about a man? رجل. Yeah, this is dual. What about the plural? رجال. So رجال is a broken plural. Now, women, امرأة. The plural, I mean, the dual, we do not have any problem with the dual. Any word can be done the plural, the dual by alif and nun, like رجلان, امرأتان, بنتان, ولدان, but the plural is different. امرأة, the plural will be نساء. Yes. Because these are common words that you cannot live without. So the broken plural is in fact affecting 50% of the language, which are more like survival words. So how do we know that it is a broken plural or not? You start by adding a waw nun or a ya nun, and then you check. Because you are a non-native speaker, you will not know whether this is right or not. So you have to check. Either you check with the dictionary, with AI, or with a native speaker. You say, do you say waladun? No. You say awlad. You will not say waladun. You say awlad. And then you say, do you say rajulun? You say, no, we say rijal. So they tell you that it doesn't work. The AI will tell you, Google will tell you, the dictionary will tell you, or a native speaker will tell you that this is not correct. It has to be a broken plural. Second stage is to ask, okay, what type of broken plural is that? So for Arabs themselves, they do not learn this because this is kind of the instinct. They call it, this is the instinct of the native speaker. They just know. They just know because of their instinct. For a non-native speaker, they can develop an intuition. Intuition, which means, okay, this word is similar to another word that we studied before, and it rhymes with it. So if this word that we talk has got this plural, this should have this plural. So for example, rajul, rajul, 3 letters. And the first letter has got a fatha, ra, jol, the dhamma, ra, jol. What about jabal? Jabal seems to rhyme with rajul. So jabal, what's a jabal? So what do you think the plural would be? Jibal, excellent. Jibal. So what happened is that we just looked at one example that we had before, and we followed the pattern, and it worked. Okay. Now look at walad. So if we have wathan, which means an idol. So if walad is awlad, wathan would be أوثان. Excellent. أوثان. إنما تعبدون من الأوثان. Awthan, the idols. So it works in the same way. So this is called the broken plural, where you follow the pattern. Okay. So throughout the course, we will come across some words that are broken plural. We will tell you about the singular of it and the plural of it, and you have to memorize them. But at the same time, you have also to be mindful whether these are similar to other words or not, and so you group them together. The more you group, the more you develop this intuition. Okay.
Outlook and outside.
Mhm.
This is the pattern.
Yeah, this is a pattern. So whatever is on the pattern of fa'al will be af'al. So we always use the fa'ain lam, which means verb to do, fa'ala, as the default pattern for any word. And then if we follow this pattern, we can make the rhyming or the analogy. So for the time being, inshallah, because of the time we are having today, your homework will be to get, so let's write the homework for you. Get one example of sound male plural nominative, which means a word will end in واو نون. Second, give one example of the plural accusative or genitive, which means that it will end in ya nun. Third, get one example of sound female plural nominative, which means that it will end in alif ta dhamma or tanween. Then get one sound female plural that is accusative or genitive. Oops. Which means that it will end in a ya and alif ta. Yes, in alif ta. Bismillah. Alif ta, but with a kasra or a tanween kasr. And finally, get one example of a broken plural in any pattern. So these are 5 things you need to get, inshallah. Yeah, all of them from the Quran, from the ayat. So one thing that has got mu'minun or muslimun, one thing that has got mu'minin or muslimin, one thing that has got muslimatu or muslimati, and any broken plural in any pattern, but not from the examples that we covered today. So do not repeat the same ayat that I did to you today. Yeah, the extra thing, which means that if you do not do it, no problem. Get one example of any of these with an adjective. Is an adjective, which means 100% agreement. So you have 5 things that, yeah, the last one, if I say al-muslimuna, and then I have another word that gives a description. Let's have an example from the Quran to show that to you. Yes. In fact, we have here an example. So وَعَهِدْنَا إِلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَإِسْمَاعِيلَ. We made a covenant to Ibrahim and Ismail. أَنْ طَهِرَ, you both purify my house. For whom? For those who are circumambulating, circling. وَالْعَاكِفِينَ, and those who are secluding themselves. Okay, you can see that the الطائفين ends with a yanun. So this is sound plural in the accusative or the genitive case. Al-Akifin ends in a yanun, sound plural male in the genitive. Wal-Rukka'i, and those who bow down. This doesn't end in a waw nun or a yanun, but we know that this is plural. How do we know that this is plural? First, the translation says those, but also because of this waw. So ta'ifin wa al-akifin wa. So it is connecting some people. And then here as sujud, those who prostrate. And we do not have wa here. We do not have wa, which means that this word and this word This word is a description to this word. So this is the noun and this is the adjective. If this is the adjective, we should have 100% agreement. First, this has got al, this has got al. This has got a kasra at the end, this has got a kasra at the end, which is, so remember, we have four things, aspects of agreement: gender, number, definiteness, and case. So definiteness, al, and case is kasra here. Then gender and number, both of them are not female. We do not have a ta marbuta, we do not have an alif ta. So both of them are male. The number, we know that this is plural but broken, and this is plural and it is also broken. It doesn't have to be broken like both of them. It does have to be plural, but it happens here that even both of them are broken. Let's have another example that is more clear for the waw noon. Surah Al Imran. Surah Al Imran, the beginning of Surah Al Imran, we have an example. Okay, so look at this example, for example here. Al-mu'minuna. This is plural, right? Sound. Al-kafirina. This is plural, sound. But this is not an adjective, because there is one thing that is missing. So both of them are plural. Both of them are male. Both of them have got al. But this one has got a waw noon, this one has got a ya noon. So this can never be a description of this. So disbelievers are not the description of the believers. It doesn't make sense. So how do we know that they are different? This is a waw noon, this is a ya noon. So there is disagreement here. So this is one example of disagreement. So this cannot be an adjective. If we had this with a waw noon, we would accept it as an adjective. So a quick search. Let's say, for example, al-mu'minun. Yeah, most of the examples in the Quran will have the adjective in a relative phrase. So they say the Muslims who do this and that. So the adjective will not be one word, it will be a relative phrase, like who does this, who does this, who does this. So there is an adjective, but it is in the form of a relative sense. So if you cannot find an example, no problem. We can talk about this, inshallah, later in more details. Yeah, so subhanAllah, most of the examples here are relative statements. So if you find one, just get it to us so we can discuss it. If not, no problem, inshallah. So this is your homework again. And this is the additional thing that you need to do. جزاكم الله خيرا, and see you inshallah then after 2 weeks. Right? Inshallah. So maybe this is a good time to spend like digesting it. Assalamu alaikum.